What is going on, fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives Make Money on the Trainer podcast. It's your boy, Brian Mark. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how 10 years ago, I was an addict. And now I'm speaking on stages in front of 7,000 people. Now, this is going to be a quick recap of everything that happened this weekend because I just got off stage. I just got the opportunity to MC the Limitless 2024 event in Salt Lake City, Utah. And it was fucking sick. Okay. So a lot of people have been asking me how it was. So I'm going to give you guys a summary on exactly what happened at the Limitless Arena. So quick little backstory for those of you guys that don't know what the Limitless Arena is. Essentially, there is a gentleman that I met. His name's Keaton Hoskins. And Keaton Hoskins is just a massive dreamer. He's like he is an absolute legend. And he owns FitCon Utah. So I got the opportunity to speak at FitCon Utah one time. And we sat on a panel together. And when we sat on a panel together, he liked the way that I was speaking. So I remember going up to him afterwards and I was like, yo, like if there's ever any other opportunities you have, let me know. And so he gave me another opportunity to speak on another panel at FitCon. And he told me about this event that he was hosting called Limitless. Now at this event, Keaton brought together the best entrepreneurs in the United States. We're talking about guys like Gary Vaynerchuk, Andy Frisella, David Goggins, Ed Milet, Pace Morby, like stacks names back to back to back to back. And so he told me he was putting this event together. And I went up to him and I was like, bro, I was like, just so you know, like, I really want to help you out with this event. I was like, I will be your fucking water boy if like you need me to be, but I also would be a fucking killer MC. And so Keaton gave me the opportunity to MC last event, which was fucking super cool. I did a really good job. And then he invited me back to this event and I just got off stage Saturday, was spent the whole day on stage, 12 hours straight. And dude, people ask me, they're like, yo, do you get nervous for shit like this? And I'm like, no, I don't get nervous. And they're like, and they don't understand. Like even my wife, like Kirsten's like, I don't understand how you don't get nervous. And the reason I don't get nervous, you guys, is because I literally manifested this. Like I fucking manifested this. Like if you look at my vision board right now on my wall, there is a cutout photo of me standing in front of an audience of 25,000 people. And so when I step on stage and there's a massive audience, it literally, I've already done it. So I'm just stepping into that familiar future because I've imagined it so many fucking times that it doesn't feel like anything other than natural. It just feels natural. It feels right, which is like kind of a weird concept to understand because I don't know if you guys knew this, but public speaking is people's number one fear, more so than death, which is interesting. People are more afraid of public speaking than they are of death. But look it up. It's funny. But for me, it felt natural. And this podcast is titled 10 Years Ago Addict. Today, speaking on stage to 7,000, because I really think you guys underestimate how much you could accomplish in the next 10 years. Like, I really think you guys underestimate how much you could accomplish in the next 10 years. And I put together, I'm like building. So first of all, just had this fucking Limitless event, which is dope. Flew back to Kelowna. Now I've got the PT Domination All Access event happening this fucking week, which I'm super excited for. If you're in PT Domination and you're tuning in right now, let me fucking know, drop some fire. So as I'm putting together my speech for this event, I ended up pulling up an old photo and it was like an old post from Facebook. And it was the first ever client that I signed. I remember like making a post about the first ever client that I signed. And that was 10 years ago. Like all of this, like everything that I'm doing right now, like speaking on stages, hosting events, like business coaching, podcasting, all of it came because I started my business 10 years ago. And I think that people underestimate what can happen in 10 years time. And that's like the reason that they don't start today. And for me, it's like the message that I'm trying to communicate to you guys is no matter what situation that you're in right now in your life, and no matter what your circumstance is right now in your life, if you start today and you got consistent and you got relentless and you got disciplined and you never fucking missed and you put yourself in the room and you invested in yourself and you gave yourself the opportunity, like you would be shocked at what you could accomplish in the next 10 years. I feel like overcoming an addiction was like my proudest thing that I've ever done in my life. And I think because I came from like literal rock bottom, like sleeping on my grandma's fucking couch in a trailer park, like overcoming like the cravings of like wanting to do drugs for so many years. Like, I think because of that, I have this like intense, like internal sense of pressure. And I don't know if you guys can resonate with this, but as an entrepreneur, it's almost like I'm never satisfied. It's like, no matter how good I do, I'm always critical of myself. I'm always like hard on myself. I'm always like pushing myself. I'm always like keeping myself like with my pedal to the metal. Like I always have this internal like pressure gauge that's like turned up to the fucking maximum. And over the course of the last 10 years, like that has led to like obviously a lot of stress and like overwhelm and whatever, and like feelings of anxiety. But then this weekend, you guys, like the first time I spoke at Limitless last year in September, I felt like I was like starstruck. Like I'm like meeting fucking Ed Milet, and I was like, holy shit. Like I was like, this is Ed Milet. Like I listened to his podcast. When this time around, when I'm at the event, I was doing the Limitless Arena. We had the VIP party. And when we were at the VIP party, the first time I went to the VIP party last year, I was the one that was approaching everyone. I was like trying to get to meet everyone. I was like trying to shake everyone's hand. This time at the VIP party, I was the fucking guy that people were coming up to. Like Kirsten and I just literally stood in one spot in the room, and people just kept coming up to us and like shaking our hands, being like, I follow you on social media. I see all your content. I've been following you forever, following you for the last couple of years. And like, dude, to be standing like that pressure that I put on myself over the course of the last like few years, even though sometimes it can feel like too much to bear, this weekend, I realized like this is what like got me in this fucking room in the first place. Is like that every single day fucking posting 2 to 3 times a day, going live 5 times a fucking week, like never fucking missing, delivering an incredible service to my clients so that they refer people so that like their business grows, like building a really strong brand and reputation in the market. Like all the fucking work that I've been putting in for the last 5 years came to a place where like now when I meet entrepreneurs that are like at an elite level, I'm no longer like, oh my God, it's like I'm standing with them as an equal. And that is a crazy, crazy, crazy fucking feeling. Especially knowing that 10 fucking years ago, I was sleeping on my grandma's couch in her trailer. Like, that's it. Like, if people ask me, like, what's the purpose of your life? Like, I feel like PT domination is like a big part of my like life's purpose. Like, what I want to do, like helping people transform their fucking life by starting an online coaching business that can take care of their family. That is like a major purpose in my life. But if I had to like narrow it down to like the number one purpose that I have in my fucking life, like the number one thing that I'm here to do is to show you that this type of life is fucking possible when you pursue it and you go all in. Like my number one fucking purpose is that I want to demonstrate with my actions what happens when you fucking work on yourself, when you're consistent, when you put yourself in the room, when you give yourself the opportunity, when you're willing to work for free, when you're willing to be humbled, when you're willing to set aside your ego. I want to show you with my actions what happens when you go all in. And like, it's funny because if you've been following me for a while, you know, one of the things that I say all the time is that like, I will be bigger than Gary Vaynerchuk. And I think at first when I was saying that, I was almost saying it because I needed to convince other people. But now I'm just saying it because I know that it's going to be a reality. And it might take me 1 year, and it might take me 2 years, and it might take me 5 years, it might take me 10 years, but I will literally do whatever the fuck is necessary to achieve it. And coming from a place where I was sleeping on my fucking couch in a trailer, I think that's pretty cool. Last thing I'll say, and this is like probably my favorite conversation of the whole weekend. I got to meet Andy Elliott backstage and like got to talk to him. I like went up to him and I shook his hand. I was like, yo, just so you know, I was like, in 5 years time from now, I'm like, you're going to invite me to speak at one of your events. He's like, why not in 1 year's time? I was like, okay. And then he pulled me aside. He's like, listen, he's like, people see my success now. He's like, and they, you know, they think that like, you know, that I'm doing well. He's like, these motherfuckers don't even know that I'm just getting started. He's like, they don't even fucking understand that I'm just getting started. He's like, you just stay close to me and you just fucking watch, bro. He's like, just watch. He's like, me and you were just getting started. And I got like chills thinking about it. Like 30 seconds in the fucking hall with Andy Elliott staring in my fucking face, telling me that we're just getting started. I was like, let's fucking go. Come a long way from the trailer park. I hope that if you're in a place right now where things aren't going your way and you know, you're not as successful as you'd like to be, and you're not making the type of money that you'd like to make. And you're like, you're putting in the work and you're putting in the work and you're putting in the work and you're just not seeing the fruits of that labor. Like, I hope that you listen to this message and understand that like, you can literally fucking do anything that you set your mind to when you start getting out of your own way and you just fully commit. And you drop the excuses and you drop the procrastination, you drop the blame on the algorithm or whatever the fuck else you're blaming it on, or the coach or the mentor or whatever. And you just find a fucking solution. You can literally achieve any fucking goal that you set your mind to. And like this weekend is just like evidence of that for me. This is just like demonstrating that like when I fucking set my mind on something, I can literally do anything. 10 years ago, I was an addict. And now I'm speaking on stage in front of 7,000 people. And the best part about it is it feels fucking natural because I literally wrote it down on a vision, started working towards it, and I've just been relentless in the pursuit of it. And if that idea doesn't inspire you to start setting goals and going after them, I don't know what the fuck is, dude. Because like when I stand up like next to a guy like Ed Milet on stage and I'm like introducing like one of the fucking best entrepreneurs that's of all time, I'm just like looking at this dude and I'm like, I'm just a fucking regular guy. Like, I'm just a regular dude. I just put myself in the fucking room. Like, I'm just a regular fucking dude that just put myself in the room. And now I'm here because I manifested it. It's fucking cool. And you should start going after your dreams so you can do cool shit too. Peace, love, and protein. Have the best day of your guys' entire life. Talk to you guys in the next episode. Let's fucking go. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.